Hi guys, hello. Well, yeah, it's just again, it's like, I hate this every time I do a video, and it's just like blank. When, you know, a second ago I knew exactly what I was going to say, and all of a sudden it's like, gone. We live in such fucking strange, nebulous times. And, you know, basically it's a time of revelation. There's no denying that, in my humble opinion, whatsoever. Everything is being shown for what it is, and that includes our internal. So we are being shown to ourselves for, well, not what we are, but our fake persona is being revealed to us, in a way. The way we interact with this world that we live in, based on fear, based on, well, I have to say this and I have to prove myself, and this person misunderstood, so I'm now going to send you a reply that shows that you're wrong. The way we keep entangling ourselves in these arguments and these wars and these vengeance games with others, you know, with narky people, narcissistic people, or full-blown narcissists. And that is how our habits, it's a defense mechanism, but there's more to it than that, of course. There is the hell contagion, which wants you to act out vengeance. It wants you to act out vengeance. It wants to keep us here as batteries. That's what it likes. And I am disengaging more and more. I find that often enough I'll want to react like this, and I'll want to do that, and I'll want to say this, and I'll want to do that. And increasingly I say, no, I'm not doing that, and I'm not saying that, and no, I'm not leaving that message, and I'm not texting that reply, and I'm not picking up the phone and telling you this, that and the other. Because if you want to think that about me, you're gonna do it. And if you want to go and do that, that's fine, as long as, you know, don't get in my way and do not cross my boundaries. But you can have whatever opinion you like, regardless of how utterly stupid it is. Any people that perennially break your boundaries are people that you need to get rid of, alright? And if you're dealing with narcissists, and they generally kind of are narcissistic at the very least, you need to disentangle from these people. But I've noticed there are very strong mechanisms involved when it comes to disentangling from the narcissistic relationship, and it's always the same. It's always fear. It's, oh, no, they're not a narcissist. They're not a narcissist. They're just wounded people, and you're the wounded healer. And you need to stay involved and entangled with this person or this group or this world, this reality, which is all the same thing. You need to stay entangled with it because you're here to heal the world, and you have to forgive them, and you have to keep letting them in again and again, and you have to keep, you know, allowing them to overstep your boundaries again and again. You have to allow them to treat you like this, and you know, you have to. Because if you don't, you're the narcissist, and you're bad and evil and guilty, and you're going to suffer forever and ever. And if you don't, the narcissist will come and get you. There will be hell to pay. That's why so many women stay in bad relationships. I find this to be a very good example, actually. You know, the narcissist relationship. I've had them myself, you know. Where people stay with them for years. I didn't. I somehow got my shit together, realised what was going on and left, but they were still very valuable experiences for me. But a lot of people stay involved in narcissist relationships because they're terrified of leaving. They think that they think they're better off in a narcissist relationship. It's like, well, if I just behave like this and submit and just, everything he says is true. Yeah, he's right, I'm wrong, and I'm just going to stay here. They know he's wrong and they're right. They know that. They know they need to leave. Too sweet. But they're afraid to do that. Just a second. Looms, what's going on? No. Oh, he just wants to be on YouTube, really. So he just wants to be on YouTube, really. That's what it is. So it's like, well, if I leave the narcissist, because they always have these veiled threats going on, this gaslighting nonsense where, well, if you leave me, I am going to do this and I'm going to do that, and you think, oh, all the terrible things will happen if I leave, so I'm better off staying. I'm safe as long as I stay in a narcissist relationship. I'm safe as long as I stay in this realm, believing that I need to interact with it. I need to allow this realm, the matrix, to use me as a battery. I need to continue to allow that to happen. It's all real. These people are real, and I've gotten myself entangled with another narcissist and all the drama. It's like a fucking Mexican soap opera. And I need to, and then there's always the vengeance, the feeling of like, I want to get one over on them because they've used me and they've abused me and they've done this and they've done that, and I'm keeping a score. They've done all of these and they're evil and they're disgusting and it's all this crap. And all the whilst you're deeply entrenched in, in the matrix, deeply entrenched in a fake persona, deeply entrenched in being a fucking battery. Isn't it, Looms? See, Looms here is not a battery at all. He doesn't care. He just does his own thing. Don't you, Looms? Yeah. And he just disentangles from all of it, and that's what I'm doing as well. We are constantly being baited on a daily basis. Constantly. A case in point is there is this great calf down the road from here, two young people, they're lovely, and during this lockdown, which commenced last week, they decided defiantly to keep the cafe open. And they have this great Facebook page and everything, and oh my fucking god, the verbal abuse, the threats, even to those of us who left comments underneath their Facebook page, last post, in which they posted a great video explaining exactly what they were doing and why, very coherently and succinct and whatever, and but the abuse of people that I would call them the lowest common denominator, people that seem to have major trouble spelling correctly and have very bad grammar and diction. But it's gotten very bad, and it's now gotten to the point where the local paper has gotten involved and is daily, or so it seems, on a regular basis at any rate, posting really strange gaslighty images and video footage where people who own businesses in this area as well, who closed down, were all good order following Hylics or NPCs or whatever they are now, they stood every day, they stood outside the cafe that has stayed open, and they take 5 to 6 minutes worth of video footage. Don't say anything. They're just there with their camera, not showing themselves, of course, just... It's like the cafe is under surveillance by the common populace on behalf of the forces of darkness. It's incredibly weird, and it's very gaslighty. It's deeply, deeply sinister and disturbing, actually. When I read the comments below their video on their Facebook page, a lot of them were incredibly good and very supportive, and I was very, I was happy and heartened to hear those, to read those rather. But in stark contrast to the positive and supportive comments, the other comments are very dark. Some of them actually threatening physical violence and all kinds, and just vicious. And it showed me the hell contagion, because of course, what are NPCs? Whether you believe NPCs have souls or whether they don't have souls, some people say that a body needs a soul to be animated. I don't believe that at all, and I think the vast majority of these people aren't souled. I know this because I come across people like that on a regular basis, and there is absolutely nothing there. They are empty, like an empty packet of crisps littering the roadside. The Matrix uses these minions, against souled people, really. But the whole situation shows us how polarized it is now. Those people with souls awakening, beginning to awaken, or way down the road, deeply into the awakening, and anything in between, that's happening. And then on the other side, the dead, the Hylics, the NPCs, the organic portals, whatever, fillers, and they are vicious, utterly vicious, evil. Because that thing they're doing there, this is just very strange. Every day some people go there, I don't know who, takes a couple of minutes of video footage or just a picture of the cafe with people in it and are sitting outside it. And that gets posted in the local paper, on the website of the local paper. And it's really strange, sinister, gaslighting nonsense. So that shows me exactly what we're dealing with, and there's so much going on in this world. There's this really strange, nebulous American election as well. Wow. What's happening in Australia and various other regions in the world, including England, which just it's getting stranger and stranger all the time. But what is happening for me on an internal level is that the awareness that if you stay entangled in the matrix, you're not going to get any results of any kind. You're just going to stay entangled in the matrix. And it is like the mushroom field. It's very deceptive. It will have you thinking that this is really happening. It will have you thinking that you need to battle it out with this narcissist. It will have you thinking that the pains and the aches in your body means that you're very, very sick or something terrible is going to happen. It will whisper stuff, in your ear, where you end up feeling, I'm imminently threatened. I'm not going to be all right. How will I survive? If you pay careful attention to the external, you will see that the reason why people, and of course people, I mean NPCs, whatever, but it is simply like an example. You can, if you pay attention, then you see what is happening. And why are people behaving that way? Well, people are forced to earn a living, right? People have to go to work to earn money so that they can eat and have a roof over their head and clothe themselves so that they can survive. Now, everybody is stuck into that into that tight, call it what you will, right? It's appalling. Now, they're frightened to keep their business open because they're threatened. They're threatened with legal action. You know, the police go down and threaten them. They've been into that. They've been in that cafe every day about 3, 4, 5 times, and I think they've been fined very, very heavily. And they've tried to use common law, which clearly didn't work because they had to set up a GoFundMe page to pay their fines. You know, how they conduct themselves in this crisis is entirely up to them. It must be incredibly stressful for them, incredibly so. But most people follow the law, obey the law, because they're utterly terrified that if they don't do so, that all hell will break loose and they and their loved ones will be ripped apart, i.e. people stay in a narcissist relationship because it's better to live on your knees and be safe, you know. That's why so many people choose to stay, women choose to stay with their abusers. And what happens to them? They get killed. Yeah, they get killed. A lot of women die every year at the hands of narc husbands. Oh, my darling. Ooh. It's difficult, isn't it? Because people know damn well, I'm going to be on my own if I make this decision, if I choose to make a stand, because others turn against you. They hate you for having the courage to say no. They hate you for walking out on the narc system. They hate you for that. And they side with the narcissists. They side with the forces of darkness and turn against you and police you and inform on you and all of that. You see, that's what they do. Sorry, son, you're a bit hot. Just a second, guys. I mean, you know, for people like us, we're not people, obviously, we're soul travelers. For us, it is to just be the sentinels, to see the drama that is clearly playing itself out now on the external, but as far as we can, to not get involved in it, people. It's not our fight and it's not our drama, you know, it really isn't. We have lived in this realm, we have existed here, and we have played this game. We've done it to death now. And some of us are now realizing that, hey, you know what, we don't have to do this. The impetus, the push, the backlash, the sabotage, the manipulation is always there. Yeah, the dark generator, it's always there. Oh, but you have to play the game. You have to stay in the narcissistic realm, in a narcissistic relationship. You have to remain as a battery. But we don't have to. We choose our actions, we choose our battles. For me, I know this isn't real. It's not real at all, people. It's interesting because pop science has now declared that consciousness is electromagnetic. Well, I knew that anyway. But it still stupidly says, well, I'm a dualist, meaning, well, there is consciousness, which is electromagnetic, and then there is matter, and the two are separate. And it's like, oh God, how stupid you are. That sounds arrogant, I know, but really, you know, they're not very bright, are they? Haven't worked it out yet. Yes, consciousness is electromagnetic, and consciousness is everything. It isn't real, people. It isn't real. I know this because of all the matrix glitches. I know this because of the Mandela Effect. Thank you. Goodbye. So I don't have to get involved in the drama. We have to stop being the wounded healers, people. Oh, I better go out there and give all my energy to this cause and support these and go here and do that and be all things to all people and because that is how the Matrix feeds off you. Stop interacting with it. Let it die. And that's what I've been doing. You know, we have a Jupiter conjunct Pluto, and that's what that is all about. Jupiter says, hey guys, here's the bigger picture, the truth. If you want your freedom, you need to stop feeding the forces of darkness. How do we feed the forces of darkness? By believing them. By believing that what they're whispering to us is true. By keeping ourselves entangled with the narcissists, when in fact we should just block them, cut them off, take their numbers out of our phones, delete them. Just delete the motherfuckers already. And you know, stop living in EastEnders where it's drama and oh, and she said this so I said that and all this bullshit. What is that about? That is exactly what is happening now. Everybody is against everybody else, and it's all this, you know, backstabbery and skullduggery, and now I'm gonna have vengeance, and how dare you say this to me, and she's a narcissist and she did this to me, and oh, and Biden and Trump and oh God almighty. It's like, what the fuck? We have but one choice to make there. We can either keep doing that, entanglement, you won't get anywhere. I promise you, you won't. Honestly, you won't. You'll just get more and more and more and more and more folded into, and until you're lost in the woods, and you know you're just a battery. That's it. Because it isn't real. It's all bullshit. It is total fucking gaslighting nonsense bullshit, people. Walk away. It's always that feeling, isn't it? There's that feeling of, oh, if I walk away, they've won, then they've won. And it's like, no, actually they haven't. When you walk away and stop feeding it, you have won. What you need to do is go and sit somewhere by yourself in a peaceful place and work with, alchemize the feelings. But I want vengeance. Then go and sit somewhere and feel that vengeance and process and alchemize that. But I'm afraid that if I walk away and if I block this person, if I delete this person, if I get out of this and then walk away from that, there's something bad will happen. They might retaliate. They might take vengeance. They might do this to me. I'm afraid. I don't know. I feel the fear. Go and sit somewhere. Feel that fear. Acknowledge it and say, you know what? I feel terrified. I know I need to walk away from this person. I know I need to delete this person. I need to block that motherfucker. But for some reason, it makes me feel frightened. Like, what the fuck? Go and sit somewhere and work through that, right? Or it's like that feeling of, well, but maybe they're not a bad person, maybe they're not a narcissist, maybe I'm just being mean, I'm mean, and I'm just really judgmental and mean and bad and selfish and guilt, shame, worry, fear, you know, all of that. Well, then go somewhere, sit with that, acknowledge that and work through it. And know that it's all programming, guys. It's all there for a reason. It's there to keep you entrapped. It wants you to be a battery. We need to stop feeding the Matrix, people. We need to stop entangling ourselves in these narcissistic relationships, in this fucking narc theater that's playing itself out right now. The whole cafe thing, I did a video about it a couple of days back that I then deleted because I wasn't happy with it. Sometimes I do that. I'll make a video, I think, no, I don't like this video, and I'll take it down. Such as my prerogative, it being my channel and all. But, you know, that whole cafe thing is showing me so clearly the drama. Honestly, it is like an episode of EastEnders, you know, or Coronation Street. These are, you know, English soap operas, and it's always a bunch of people that are incredibly sociopathic, being absolutely disgustingly horrible to each other and gaslighting the fuck out of each other, and that's exactly what is happening there. Now, I have two choices. I can, right, I need to get to the rescue. I'm going to have to get myself involved to then support these people. I gave them my support. You know, I left a comment. I said, you know, thank you for what you're doing. They know me anyway. They know me and I know them, and they know that, you know, I stand by them. But it's not my battle. This is what I have you believe. This is the wounded healer thing, and that is very much playing out at the moment. And I've been shown in no uncertain terms that we are not meant to be wounded healers. That is a program, people, that we need to get rid of ASAP now. We are not wounded healers. You cannot heal anything if you yourself are wounded. It doesn't work that way. What the fuck, you know, all this fucking bullshit all the time that people fall for. Nonsense. Allow other people to fight their own battles. Allow them to walk their road, their path, whatever. Right? Trust that they can do that. Do not invest all of yourself into it. Oh, this person is going through absolute hell. They're really ill, or they're going through this and they're going through that. Oh, ooh, and take it on to yourself. And you already have a massive load to carry. Why? But again, that's programming. Well, unless you totally invest yourself energetically, emotionally, physically, you know, financially into these people, and just carry them and help them and enable them and do it for them. You're a bad person if you don't do that. I don't wish evil or ill on anybody at all. Well, not really. I don't. I really don't. I'm all for letting people walk their own path as I walk mine. You see? I get very annoyed, in fact, with people who continually send me links to videos that inevitably I sort of click and have a quick look, and it's like, nope, not at all my bag. No, because these people show me exactly who and what they are. They're completely focused on the external. They have no faith in themselves, and they have no faith in walking their own path, and because of that they think I also must be getting it wrong. Well, I reserve the right to get it wrong. I deserve the right to walk my own path and to make my own decisions and to determine what is good for me and what is not good for me. That is me, for me. Right? I'm not into people that come at me from above telling me what I should be doing, what I should be eating, where I should be going, what I should be thinking and feeling and wearing and eating and fuck knows, whatever, man. I'm not into that at all. I'd never do that to other people. I don't expect people to live the way I do. I don't expect people to think the way I do. Not at all. I am an individual. I walk my path. I have learned slowly but surely that I can trust this journey. There are days where I don't trust it. There are days when the darkness is so palpable and so thick that I lose that faith momentarily and I'm lost in the dark. But I always come out of it again. And then it's like, yeah, right. Slightly higher, get it even more, fantastic, and I'm back on track. For me, it's always been very, very clear. It's all about consciousness. Clear up your consciousness, heal and alchemize the dark side, and clear up your consciousness, and everything else will be just fine too. Right? True soul travelers will understand this by now. True soul travelers will be busy disentangling themselves from this bullshit, learning to really discern and to cut out and away all the toxic shit. Toxic people, toxic situations, toxic books, toxic films, toxic music, toxic food. You know, for years now I've eaten only organic food. I don't eat any animal produce, apart from occasionally a little bit of fish. So I suppose I do eat animal produce, but very rarely and very little, and I don't eat any meat of any kind. I don't drink any tap water, not at all. That is one thing I feel very strongly about. You know, but I wouldn't expect, I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I wouldn't expect somebody to say, oh, this is how we must all live. I know people that yeah, they eat meat. I know people that you know, whatever. Everybody, each to their own, each to their own, each to their own, each to their own, people. Be aware that what they want is divide and conquer. Look for commonalities, right? Look for commonalities and stop patronizing each other and stop judging each other. Because it really is getting, oh, it's a manipulation tactic. The Matrix wants to keep us stuck in the Matrix. Of course it does. What is the Matrix? Well, the Matrix is a projected system, energetic, electromagnetic thing. The world as you see it is the Matrix, but it's fake. It's not real at all. It isn't real. You know this because we're quantum beings. We're infinite. Why the fuck would we live like this? You know, it's completely crazy. I look at, see, even here, I'm sat here now and I'm looking at it, and it's like I'm looking at an episode of Postman Pat, or Clive Barker's Weave World, or some manga cartoon. It's just like, I know this isn't real. I've known this for years. You know. So if it isn't real, then why do we die? Why do we have disease? Why do animals hunt, kill and eat each other? Why are we having to work for a living? Why does evil exist and has us all, you know, living like this? Why this? Why that? Well, because our consciousness is infected with what I call the hell contagion. And how did that happen? How did that happen then? I get these comments from people and say, well, kindly explain to me how this happened then. And it's like, oh, I don't have to explain anything to you. Believe what you like. Right? Increasingly, the more you're aware, you get to a point where, you know, you can no longer verbalize. You can no longer put into words what's going on here. You know, it just isn't possible. People will only understand from their level of perception. So explaining yourself to people is a complete waste of time. You either get it or you don't, or maybe how you get it is how you're meant to get it. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do and that's where you're supposed to be. Maybe. It's all this, oh, you can't, you know, and you mustn't, and you shouldn't, and you, all this complete bullshit. And this is all fake persona, because it's all about fear. It's all the programming. Fear is the soil, it's the poison soil, as it were. Trauma, fear, right? Survival, trauma, fear. And when people haven't really done any inner work, and it's all subconscious, then, oh, they just react. That's it. They just react. And the current climate is one of, like, well, we're living in it's like the KGB or the Stasi. And these are ordinary people that are behaving that way on behalf of the forces of darkness. NPCs, organic portals. You can't trust people, you know. You have to accept that fact that you cannot trust them. High discernment is required. It doesn't mean that you live in a state of fear and anxiety. Oh God, what are they going to do? No. Don't need to. You disentangle, you step away. Whatever feelings come up with regards to what is happening, deal with those. Feel the feelings. Feel your feelings. Process. Alchemize. Because when you alchemize it, it becomes power for you, you see. You turn it into fuel. And that's it. But do not go into it believing it to be true and getting involved and, you know, fighting other people's battles for them and all of this complete... This seriously is massive. This is very big. This is about a whole new way of being. It's very big, and I don't think I'm doing a very good job at putting it into words here. But it doesn't really matter. You know, it's about a whole new way of being. When you like a computer which is completely chock-a-block with malware and viruses and crap, that computer is gonna operate slowly. It's gonna be very sluggish, right? The more of that shit, You know, you do a recovery on your computer, right? I had to do one on my Mac, you know. So you do a recovery, wipes it completely clean. You have to reinstall all the software after that, right? Put all your passwords in again. It's right pain in the ass. Bit like that. It's like that, right? Because the malware is saying, oh, you've got to be like this, you've got to behave like that, you've got to go here and do that, you've got to get involved with that, and you've got to fight it out and take vengeance and ooh and ah and ooh. You know, because they're misunderstanding me. I've got to set those people straight and I've got to sort that out. And it's all ego, really. Fake ego. Fake persona bullshit. You know, and if you keep acting that out and if you keep entrenching yourself into that, you're never ever, you're just going around in circles. I know this from experience. And I'm learning day by day now that, okay, and I'm learning how to extract myself and say, I don't have to do that, I don't have to go there, and I don't have to give that my attention, all my energy, all my time, all my money, all my emotions. In fact, I'm just going to be with myself. What am I feeling then? Oh, God, that's happening over there. Oh, how does that make me feel? It's making me feel, all right, so I'm going to sit with that. I'm going to, all right. And then it goes, and I move on. You know, then I go and have a nice cup of tea and whatever. That is what the sacred work is all about. It's about disentanglement, people. It is. It's the only way. You know. Get rid of all the toxic people. You'll know them. You'll know who they are. They're very clever. Some of them very covert. But it's always about, well, the subtle hints, one way or another. It's always this. You don't really know what you're doing. You need me to tell you how to live your life. Well, fuck off. I know how to live my life. I have been doing it for nearly 53 years. That has given me some experience. This is my path. I know what my path is. I know who and what I am, pretty much-ish. I'm confident in this. I trust this. You know, I'm good with it. Yes, I am. Yeah. So, people that approach you like that and that try and undermine you, you need to block them and get rid of them ASAP. They ain't no good. Or just even the overt narcs, you know, and believe me, you'll see them coming a mile away. Get rid of them. And this entire realm is narcissistic. All of it is. The system, you know, your workplace, whatever you're involved in. When you condense it all of these experiences, when you condense them all and you get down to the nitty gritty, then the linchpin is that this entire realm, this entire experience you call life, is in and of itself like a narcissistic relationship. That's it. It really, really is. So you need to step out of it. You need to disentangle from it. And say, no, not doing it, not interested. Oh, but this is happening over there, this is happening, look, it's happening, what the fuck are we gonna do? Panic. Now, thanks, I'm not doing that. Walk away, keep walking away, keep disentangling people, because it's the only way. I swear to fucking, you know, I don't know, the beasties on planet Zorg. You know, it's a dream. It's just a dream. It's an illusion. It's Maya. If you want it to change, if you want resets, if you want to manifest the golden world, if you want out of here, you are the only one that can do it. I am the only one that can do it for me. You're the only one that can do it for you. There's not going to be a mass ascension. We're not here to help the poor, unfortunate souls who just won't wake up. No, we're not here for that, okay? They're fucking dead. Let the dead bury the dead, right? Leave them to it. Leave them to their stupid dramas. Leave them to it, people. If they trigger you, and they will, go home and deal with the fallout of that shit, okay? Don't blame them. They know not what they do. They don't have consciousness, people. They're not real. They're just bots. Alright? And don't think you're a fucking victim either, because you're not. Because you're here because you chose to be here. You're not here because, oh, some evil thing put you here. Because that's like saying evil always wins. And we know damn well that's not true either. That's just another fucking ploy of the dark side. That will have you shivering in a dark corner, being a fucking battery to it all. It's all bullshit, people. Take back your fucking power. The time is now. Stop interacting with it. Alright? We can do this. Choose the road of least resistance. You don't lose, you win. When you stop feeding the beast, it starves, it dies. Start loving yourself, start feeling your emotions and sitting with it and processing it and letting go and letting go and letting go. Because love always wins in the end, one way or another, people. This is a dream, it's not real. So stop feeding it, you know. But just pay attention, yeah. Mind you, saying that, it's very easy to tune into YouTube channels or go onto Twitter or Facebook, and it's like trigger, 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 innit? Because it's all so toxic, you know, because it is. It's just like a fucking, some sort of really weird gaslighty soap opera, and it's so easy to get triggered, and then you just immediately, it's like the Dementors in Harry Potter, it's like so, your mood just go, you feel like absolute shit. So when you start feeling that way, get the fuck away from it. Oh, I still have to learn that as well, but I'm getting better at it, you know. This is what I'm trying to say. I am learning, you are learning. It's by degrees, and that's fine, you know. But if it makes you feel like shit, get the fuck away from it. And it's true, there isn't a great deal that is uplifting, you know. I mean, you get the occasional picture of a kitten and it's like, oh, it's so cute, you know. Or you can watch my videos and feel this is so cute. It's true, it's not fucking easy. So you have to keep going within and find that self-love, you know. That's the power, that's the magic. It's all going to work out. Reset can only happen when we let go of the matrix. When we literally, when we withdraw our consent, when we withdraw our attention, when we withdraw our energy from it and say, well, I'm not doing this anymore, I don't care. Yeah, but something's happening, okay, yeah, feel it, let it go, right? That's it. I don't care about, you know, what they do. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about what religion people are, whether they vote or what their religious affiliations are. I don't care to prove my point to anybody anymore. I do these videos because I enjoy doing them, and because I get comments that show me some people resonate, and they're also on a path of least resistance. They're also on a path of, you know, self-determinism and getting out of the matrix, and that makes me feel good. It shows me that we are a soul family, that we are logistically connected, and it is a good thing, you know. But I cherish individuality, and I cherish authenticity, and I cherish integrity. It is a good thing, people, that we are doing here, you know. I trust that each and every one of us knows how to walk their path. I trust that one way or another we will come out of this darkness, because it is in this darkness that we find our true essence. We are doing that now. Right, Looms? We are, you know. It's an incredible journey. It's an epic quest, this. If evil always won, do you honestly think that you'd be finding your true essence? That you'd be having the revelations that you're having, connecting with your soul family? Yeah, I know it's online. I know it isn't the same as getting together physically. I know it's difficult. But something is happening. The synchronicity is happening. The matrix glitches are happening. Come on, we see it all now. It's completely ridiculous, it's ludicrous, it's banal, and it's completely mad. Loo, see, here's a car. It says loo. The loo in Britain means the toilet, see? So what it means is, it's all a pile of shit. And you can see that now. You see, so, do you honestly think that evil would like that? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't want us to be aware. It would want us to just be, you know, all of that would be on the subconscious level. We wouldn't be able to get it at all, and we'd just be like, oh, I enjoy my job and I have this wonderful, you know, and just buying shit and eating shit and, you know, eating and sleeping and working and thinking everything is incredible and wonderful, like the fucking NPCs, you know, and oh yeah, the lockdown is wonderful. No, we wouldn't even have the lockdown or the COVID, because you see, all of that is simply there because, that's all. It's desperate, people, and that's the truth, alright? So, keep doing the good work, keep disentangling yourself, don't allow yourself to get drawn in and sucked in and believing it's all real and don't do it. That is my advice. And please do not leave any comments asking for my involvement in your dramas. I'm not there for that. Alright? I'm telling you now, people, for those of you who are involved in this type of thing with narcissistic abuse and relationships, step the fuck away from it. Get away from it. Alright? Don't feed it. It's a tiny little bit of a mirror image of the bigger picture. Alright? So learn everything you can, but just listen to your feelings, sit with your feelings, but don't believe it to be true and then go and act on those feelings. Don't do that, because, you know, and that's it. I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not here to I'm not here to prop you up, and I'm not here to tell you what to do, and I'm not here to do anything for you at all. I'm not here for that. I am here for me and to walk my path and to fulfill my destiny and my quest. That's what I'm here for. I do these videos. That's enough. More than that, I'm not willing to give. For far too much going on in my life. So, alright, people? You can all do this. I have complete confidence in your ability, in your power, in your magic, and your incredibleness. All of you, you soul travelers. I really have. That's why I've just said what I said. I know you can do this. I know you can work this out and walk your path and find your power and your magic. And I know how good that's going to make you feel. So get on with it. Toodaloo.